was having a discussion today with one of my friends about what our plans were for the farm, and we don't really have a concrete plan. We know we want to grow food and we like selling it at the market. We enjoy our CSAs, but one of the things that came up was how big we would get and whether or not we would hire help. And at this point, it's something definitely I want to ask myself, because the farm is getting quite big, and you got to think to yourself, hiring that, margins, you got to look at a business. I think one of the biggest faults that occurs in my brothers and sisters growing food is that we don't treat it like a business. I think that's the number one crux. And so when you start thinking about labor, it changes things. You go from pocketing everything to not. And so I think at this point, definitely for this season, we won't have any help. But next season, I might entertain like the occasional person coming in for a couple hours, maybe a teenager or something that I can rely upon. We've had some people come and do our farming program and they really like it. And so, but I don't think it's anywhere that we want to go just quite yet. And I think that's something you got to ask yourself. And again, more to the business points of things is what do you want to do as far as a business? How big do you want to grow? What's your end game? Because as I'm learning, for example, in my other videos you've seen, we're still doing our expansion, and that expansion is costing money and also time, and I think there's only so much space I can farm by myself. So what does that look like, right? And just let me want to think about as you go along. Are you going to hire help? Do you have the budget to do that? One of the things I've thought about is if I can find a helper, is it better for them to be on the farm, or are they better off manning my station at the farmer's market or delivering CSAs? What is the best value for that help? So as you can see back here, I've been doing a little more work on the plot. Over here I have a terrace that I've made, so that's kind of flat. I've kind of reassessed what I think I'm going to do with this, again because there's a big grade here, and ideally I was thinking about starting the irrigation heads up here and letting them run down. And I've kind of thought to myself, maybe what might be better is to actually just use the bottom plot, run the lines lengthwise down the field, and then to use this upper part as maybe a blueberry patch, maybe berries, maybe grapes, maybe something that's kind of permanent, because this does get sun all year round. So just something that I'm rethinking about on a different issue. So yeah, the expansion's coming along great. I am running out of stuff to grow. I did not fully anticipate the amount of space that we would have, and so I did not create that many starters. So I'm in a bit of an awkward bind right now, whereby I have still rows of space to grow. We're pulling up potatoes, and I don't have my transplants ready. So I just finished making a table of things that we commonly grow, and I'm kind of finding maturity days are 50 or 100 days. We don't do any baby greens. We take everything to full maturity. So kind of reassessing how we can transplant stuff, really just planning for the fall at this point. Realistically, I'm trying to pick up some starters along the way. Hopefully I can fill up some space with someone else's starters or surplus. I'm not going to hold my breath on that. So anyway, that's how things are going. It's middle of July and the fruit's starting to come. We'll probably get our first apples in about 3 to 4 weeks. So that's kind of what I have to talk about today, and hope you're all doing well. If you have any comments about, your farm help and your farm labor and where you find the best value of what job to do, please let me know. I'd like to have some feedback before I think about hiring help in the new year. Cheers.